In the opening chapter of Genesis, we are told the story of how God fashioned the universe from nothingness, bringing forth all that we know and see through the power of His Word. Remarkably, the phrasing that God employs in issuing these divine commands is not at all what one might expect. Rather than coercing creation into being through an imperious fiat, God instead intones the phrase, "Let there be," an utterance that suggests that He is granting permission for creation to occur. This linguistic choice is significant, for it underscores the idea that God did not impose His will upon the world by force, but rather allowed things to come into being through the agency of His word. Nevertheless, the very phrasing of "let there be" speaks of the potency of God's spoken word, still implying that His utterances have the power to create ex nihilo simply by giving permission for things to exist. This further reinforces the idea that God's creative act was not one of domination or control, but rather a gracious act of permission and allowance. Ultimately, Genesis chapter 1 speaks of God granting the universe and all its creatures the freedom to fulfill their intended purposes. He is acknowledging that His plan is one that is bound up with the workings of the natural world. In this way, the opening chapter of Genesis sets the stage for a vision of creation that is characterized by cooperation, harmony, and mutual flourishing.